What is up, Preston Outdoors fans? Didn't shoot a practice video for the one day we're on Woman Lake. So we're here at the cabin on Lake Ida, where I'm living this summer. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about was our practice, basically, on Woman Lake. And it was nothing, spectacular. Jesse had some experience on Woman Lake, so we went and looked for beds. That's all we did was bed fish the whole tournament. And I just want to talk to you about the technique and baits we used for bed fishing, and it was pretty darn simple. Just a little bitty drop shot. For some of you guys that really follow my channel, you know that I usually have a different drop shot rod. I have a 7-1. Whoa, that was pretty loud. A 7-1 Gander Mountain Tournament Series rod. It's a walleye rod. And that rod ended up snapping on me, just flipping and pitching a drop shot on the whitefish chain. So I put a drop shot normally on my shaky head rod. This is a Gander Mountain Angler Series bass rod made for a shaky head. It held up really, really good here, but I had to play with the drag a little bit. Obviously a little lighter, but here it is. Here's the drop shot. I have, the Senko's a little smaller now, but normally I'm just drop shotting a 4-inch Senko green pumpkin. I'll dye the tail a little bit chartreuse, easier for me to see in the water. Using a 1/2 ounce Swagger tackle tungsten pencil weight, drop shot weight here with the pinch eye loop on there, and then I'm using a stand out drop shot hook. Usually this lead's only about, I don't know, 2.5 feet, something like that. For the tournament, starting off, I use a longer leader. I had about a 5-6 foot leader from braided line to, this is 20-pound fluorocarbon. Use 20-pound because we're around rocks and stuff and some zebra mussels. So, but all we did was drive around and we marked beds. We had the Humminbird Helix 9s up there, the mega imaging ones, and we drove around, Jesse and I up front with the trolling motor over some rock flats, found isolated boulders, and we actually drove over some nests, and I marked them on the Humminbird, and if we did see a fish on there, I marked a waypoint next to the isolated boulder with a fish icon. We drove around, did that, and ended up hooking. We decided, I've never caught a smallmouth off a bed before, this was kind of new for me. But so Jesse, we found a couple that were small, about 1 pound or 2. We threw in there, and we weren't going to use these for tournament fish, but threw in there and just dangled the drop shot and got to watch how a smallmouth acts on its nest, and it was pretty key. I'm really happy that we ended up getting myself and Jesse to stick a couple on practice day, so I knew what to expect come tournament day. Tournament video is coming out soon here. It was an awesome tournament. All the fish that we found we caught, except for one fish that didn't even bite. But all the fish we threw at, they bit, and then some came off, and I threw back in there and caught some more. I won't spoil the tournament video for you guys, but this is the setup. I had a tube jig on the deck and a jerk bait, but I never picked either one of them up. I didn't even unhook them from the rod. This is the setup we threw, and I didn't know the difference of what tungsten can actually do when using a drop shot. But like I said, I partnered with Swagger Tackle Company for this season anyway, and it was way different because most of the time we're fishing sand, and then if the wind came up, I knew there was a bed there, but I couldn't find the exact middle where the the sweet spot is for fishing beds. Using tungsten and just dragging it and feeling the rock, chunk rock and stuff that they have in there, the pebbles that are in their nest, it would just like light up your whole rod when you use tungsten. So like I said, it's always in my description, but if you didn't know, you guys want to order some tungsten at a very low price and high quality stuff, it's Ethan 10. Anytime you order Swagger Tackle Company tungsten, you use that code Ethan10, you save 10% off your tungsten purchase, and that's not a one-time thing, it's for the rest of the season. So if you guys are interested, check them out. I got a bunch of their punch and weights, worm weights, and what else is there? Yeah, punch and worm weights, and then a bunch of these drop shot weights. 1/2 ounce is usually my go-to in any depth, unless I'm super shallow. But if you guys want, check them out. But that's basically all we did. We drop shotted, and So most of you guys know I'm a big tackle, drag on high kind of bass fisherman, especially when you're fishing around weeds and stuff to horse them out of there. But a trick that Jesse taught me while fishing for these beds is, since you're using such a small hook for this drop shot, you want to be able to let the fish run, have a good drag, you know, a lighter drag that they can pull on. But when you set the hook, when you go to set the hook on the fish, you know, this is set pretty good, but normally people will set the hook and their drag will just peel out right away. Well, it doesn't get a good hook set. No matter how sharp your hook is, it doesn't stick really hard, especially these early season fish where they've been eating crayfish and stuff, so their mouths are really hard. So a trick that Jesse taught me, which actually worked pretty good, is when I cast it out and set it on the bottom, I took my 2 fingers here and I held the line right here. So that way when I pitched into the bed and all of a sudden my line would go slack and I set the hook, I would set the hook with my 2 fingers so that the line would not be pulling from the spool. It'd be stuck right here in my 2 fingers, so it's like I got my drag on high, set the hook, and then once the hook is set, I release my 2 fingers, and then I play the fish with this lighter drag. A trick that I didn't know anything about and definitely going to be using anytime I'm drop shotting. But I thought if you guys didn't know that, go ahead and try that tip. It worked for me. So like I said, this isn't a typical practice video, but I wanted to talk to you about my drop shot setup. And here's, I don't know if this is about 2 to 3 inches off the bottom, maybe a little high for bed fishing, but it seemed to work. But I want to talk to you guys about the setup and stuff that we were using and why I had a different rod for you guys that pay close attention to the videos, and new experience for me bed fishing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and later on we'll be coming out with the Woman Lake Tournament video. Hope you guys check that out. Stay tuned till the next upload. Try and get about 2 videos up a week. Got some exciting things coming down the road. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned to next time. Preston Outdoors.